channel after news channel after news channel. Ever wonder why they report the same news? This is Wake Up America.
Brought to you by Citizen Stringer.
The media has become absolute lunacy. What makes us different? We just tell the truth. Daily headlines, politics, social issues, focusing on headlines that the mainstream media ignores. Conservative to the core and honest, sometimes to a fault. Unapologetically American. Welcome to Wake Up America with your host, Stephen Oatley.
Well, good evening, everybody. I started a little bit early because there's something going on in Louisville that I just wanted to show you, just so you could be a little bit disgusted at just how stupid some people are. So I'm going to cut over this live feed coming out of Louisville, Kentucky. Right now, there's a children's concert / parade, Christmas parade going on, and BLM has decided to show up and disrupt. And you'll notice while you look over the crowd, all the children. This is live right now, Louisville, Kentucky. Louisville, however you want to say it. It's disgusting. It's just, you guys can't even hear that, so I'll hold it on so you can hear at least the sound. Even though I don't, it's disgusting. Oh, wait. What did I do? There, sorry, you couldn't hear it, but now you can.
So I know Santa Claus is going to be very generous this year to the children of Louisville.
It's a children's Christmas concert.
And I think he's thinking there's a lot of nice kids this year.
Look at the little kids here.
How are y'all feeling over here?
We're excited. We're ready.
It's just disgusting, dude. It's just disgusting. It really is. No matter what you think about it, this is not the way to get your message across. It's not the way to get your message across at all. Why are they there? I don't know. Who the hell knows why anybody's anywhere anymore? It just seems like people are just dumb, all right? And the people that are out here protesting outside, chanting BLM, chanting all cops are bastards, all the same stuff that they always chant all the time. But they're doing it at a little Christmas celebration. I mean, and I'll keep following that. I don't know how long they're going to be live or whether they're going to march. It looks like there's a lot of police at the far end. I'll show it just again so you guys can see. Over in the far end, over where my mouse was, if the camera zooms back over, there's quite a few police cars there. There are some police in the crowd, too. I've seen a couple of uniformed officers in this crowd. I don't see them right now. But, I mean, it's so stupid. It's such a... I mean... You're not getting Christmas. Let me tell you that. You guys got a lot of stuff, but the one thing that this movement is not going to steal is Christmas. At least not for me. And so, we'll keep checking on it because I got a whole show planned. I'm not going to spend too much time talking about idiots that are just ruining kids' future. I would be surprised if they start chanting Santa isn't real or something like that. Just really, stick it to the man. Anyway, my name is Steve. The show is called Wake Up America. It's your evening dose into the weird but true America that we're living in now. Today's going to be interesting because I had something I was going to talk about, and now with this whole COVID reinsurgence and the new variant coming out and the places locking down and the Dow shooting down 1,000 points today and New York already declaring a state of emergency when there's 8 cases total worldwide. This is pretty big. And there's a lot of weird connections with it. So I'm going to kind of take a gamble. I'm going to try to do, the best I can so we can't get fact-checked or taken down. So I'm going to be very regimented in what I talk about during this show as it relates to that story. But first, I just wanted to remind you guys that Spartan Armor Systems is the sponsor for this show. You can visit SpartanArmorSystems.com. If I go over to their website and show you their website, check this shit out. They have all sorts of stuff. Whoops, pressed the wrong button. So this is their new Ghost Concealment shirt, which is awesome. This is at SpartanArmorSystems.com. Eat code today or until the 29th, I believe, because they're actually doing a discount, a Black Friday sale, 25% off everything in their store. You can see their store here on your screen. They have the Spartan Armor Level 3 Elefratos set of 2. They got the Armored Achilles Plate Carrier Package, all their sick hats. I actually got one. You could see it over my shoulder, my right shoulder. In the picture, you could see it. But they got a ton of stuff, so make sure you check them out. They're huge supporters of the show, huge supporters of what I do over here. And so I really just encourage you guys to check them out. So one of the first stories I was going to talk about today, it has to be, the breaking news story of what's going on with this Omicron. Apparently, it started off as the new NU variant. So this thing is crazy. So let me read one story. I saw this. Let me try to find the one. So this is what we know so far about the new COVID variant that's rolling markets and air travel. So if you didn't know, the Dow ended, I think it closed 900 points or so. The latest variant of the 900 points down. The latest variant of the coronavirus, which the World Health Organization has named Omicron, has spread from Southern Africa to Europe, Israel, and Hong Kong. Over the last day, countries around the world have scrambled to stop travel from countries such as South Africa and Botswana. And in Israel's case, the entirety of the sub-Saharan Africa. But on Friday, a case was confirmed in Belgium that had no clear link to the region, raising the possibility that Omicron is already transmitting in the community there. It's not hard to see why stock markets, oil, and even cryptocurrencies are all plunging. Kind of weird that he goes to a billionaire hedge fund. Our president goes to a billionaire hedge fund guy, for his holiday. I think it's all too convenient. All too convenient. Anyway, it will likely take weeks to confirm exactly what the variant, otherwise known as B11529, does. But in just a couple of days after it was first sequenced in South Africa, like 2 days ago, the 24th, it was sequenced in South Africa for health experts across the world to call for an air restrictions. The variant has a high number of mutations, with 32 in the spike protein, the part that enables infection alone. In other words, it's the most different than any COVID variant we have seen from the one that since it emerged in China in 2019. But if Omicron has made one thing clear, it's that the pandemic is far from over. Didn't Joe Biden just speak yesterday at the parade where he's like, we're back. No, we're not. The WHO classified Omicron as a variant of concern on Friday, giving it a different name from the one many were expecting, which was new. It urged countries around the world to step up their genomic sequencing of COVID samples to better track the variant. After studying the mutation, scientists fear the new variant could partially evade the immunity that people have gained against COVID-19 through either vaccinations or infections themselves. But they're also concerned that it could prove resistant to some treatments because it's according to the Botswana medical government office, the 4 first cases of it were fully vaccinated people. That's according to their press release that they put out, and everyone can fact check that if you want. I'm right. That's why I said it, because I made sure to check. Anyway, they're also concerned that this could prove resistant to some treatments, in particular the monoclonal antibodies that some COVID-19 patients are fed by intravenous drip. It's likely that the new variant is the driver for a sudden upward trend in South African infections. Nearly 2,500 cases were reported there yesterday alone, with 2 days previously, the daily tally had been under 900. The variant, which had not been identified before that earlier date, is already believed to account for 3/4 of those new infections. This may indicate it outcompete an otherwise a Delta variant when it comes to transmissibility. However, it's not certain as the rise comes against the backdrop of low infection numbers. It remains unclear how the new variant compares to Delta in terms of how sick people can get. And South Africa's low vaccination rate, just 24% of the populace, also makes it difficult to judge how it interacts with vaccines. Many were quick to point out that the variant's emergence confirmed warnings that leaving poorer countries under-vaccinated through rich countries hoarding doses and not allowing generic production of the vaccines creates a breeding grounds for new COVID-19 strains. Now, on Friday afternoon in Europe, the European Commission President Ursula von der proposed suspending air travel to southern African countries from all 27 European Union member states, a measure that had by that point already been taken by Germany, France, and Netherlands, and several other EU countries. Germany, Italy, and Austria have reportedly now also introduced heavier entry restrictions for people who recently visited those African countries. Who is it? Von der Leyen said in a statement, "I have spoken about the situation in several phone calls and video conferences with scientists and vaccine manufacturers," blah, blah, blah. The WHO said travel restrictions should only be imposed after following a risk-based scientific approach and indicate that it's too soon to do so now. The African Union's Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, which is Africa CDC, also said Friday that it strongly discourages the imposition of a travel ban for people originating from countries that have reported this variant. So it's very, 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 I don't care who you are, pretty interesting, right? Or maybe not. But what's interesting is when I was looking up some of this stuff here about this case, let me find this, because this was pretty interesting, where they say this originated from, and I'm not going to go into the conspiracy theory. I'm just going to be talking just for a second. So don't get all worked up. But the University of College London professor, Francois Bollocks, he's a geneticist, or whatever, however you say that. He said that B11529 is a new lineage that has been found in Botswana that carries an unusual constellation of mutations. Now get this, especially if you understand who Fauci is and what he's done in his life. Given the large number of mutations it has accumulated apparently in a single burst, it likely evolved during a chronic infection of an immunocompromised person, possibly an untreated AIDS or HIV patient. You can't make this stuff up, man. You can't make this up. You can't make it up, no matter who you are. Anyway, here in the United States, U.S. stocks dropped sharply today as a new COVID variant found in South Africa triggered a global shift away from risk assets. The Dow Jones Industrial Average dropped 905 points, or 2.53%, for its worst day of the entire year, closing at 34,899.34. The S&P 500 lost 2.27% to close at 4,594.62, while the NASDAQ composite slipped to 2.23 to finish at 15,491.66. The Dow was down more than 1,000 points at session lows. The downward move came after the World Health Organization on Thursday warned of a new COVID variant that's been detected in South Africa. The variant contains more mutations to the spike protein, the component of the virus that binds to cells, than the highly contagious Delta variant. Because of these mutations, scientists fear it could have increased resistance to vaccines, though WHO said further investigation is needed. On Friday, WHO deemed the new strain of concern and named it Omicron. Now, the UK temporarily suspended flights from 6 African countries due to the variant. Israel barred travel to several nations after reporting 1 case on a traveler. 2 cases were identified in Hong Kong. Belgium also, like we said, confirmed a case. Now, it's kind of interesting. Because at the time that this article was read, Joe Biden hadn't released his statement saying that he also banned travel to those 7 states. And then he urges, even though it doesn't matter. See, I'm being careful of what I say, but he urged people to go out and get vaccinated. There you go. This is bad. New York City's, let me see this. Oh, yeah, here it is. Biden said he delayed African travel ban over Omicron variant on advice of advisors led by Fauci. So, of course, because he then today announced that as effective on Monday, I believe, December 3rd. Well, no, that's not Monday. Monday. What day is that? December 1st? No. What's the 26th, 27th, 28th? I don't know. But he's stopping travel. Let me see. Precaution will take effect. Oh, yeah. So instead of, the media asked him why they're doing it effective on Monday instead of effective immediately, like several other of the countries have done. And his response was, well, I'm listening to my medical team, my medical advisors. He said he didn't stop it right now because, well, Fauci said you don't need to. Fauci, yeah. Why? Apparently, the journalist asked, why not now like other countries have done? And he said, well, because it was a recommendation coming from my medical team. Fauci is Biden's chief medical advisor and led the half-an-hour briefing to President Biden earlier today. Biden said, we don't know a lot about the variant except that it is a great concern and it seems to spread rapidly. And I spent a half hour this morning with my COVID team led by Dr. Fauci, and that was the decision we made. But Biden seemed to have a poor grasp on travel rules. He misstated the number of countries impacted and said the policy would bar people traveling to and from the region, despite official releases only noting restrictions on travel to, not from. Or, I'm sorry, on travel from, but not to Southern Africa. He said, I've decided that we're going to be cautious and make sure there's no travel to and from South Africa and 6 other countries in that region, except for American citizens who are able to come back. 8 countries covered by the ban are Botswana, Lesotho, Malawi, I'm butchering all these, Mozambique, whatever, and a couple others. Biden also attempted to reassure spooked financial markets, saying he called the steep drop in stock markets during the holiday weekend shortened session expected because of prior drops after poor pandemic news, and said he was not at all worried. Well, he should be worried. Idiot. Just hours before the new travel ban was announced, excuse me, Fauci, the longtime director of the National Institute of Allergy and Infectious Diseases, gave the impression he wasn't recommending such bans and cited a need for more data. During a CNN interview today, he said there's always a possibility of doing what the UK has done, namely block travel from South Africa and related countries. That's certainly something you would think about getting prepared to do if you're prepared to do everything you need to protect the American public. But you want to make sure there's a basis for doing that, he said. He then added, obviously, as soon as we find out more information, we'll make a decision as quickly as possible. And then like an hour later, Joe Biden comes out and says, oh, we're doing it all. We're locking everything down. So this is kind of interesting, especially considering that New York City or New York State, let me see if I can find that one. New York State, under the leadership of Hochul, or whatever the hell her name is, Kathy Hochul, has declared a state of emergency ahead of potential COVID-19 spikes this winter due to the already circulating Delta and newly identified Omicron variants. The declaration, which goes into effect on December 3rd, will allow the state to acquire pandemic fighting supplies, increase hospital capacity, and fight potential staffing shortages. It would also allow the state's health department to limit non-essential and non-urgent procedures in the hospital. She said, we continue to see warning signs of spikes this upcoming winter, and while the new Omicron variant has yet to be detected in New York State, it's coming, she said eerily with a weird twitch in her eye. I made that last part up. I don't know if she twitched. I can only assume she did. She's a Democrat from New York. Anyway, the move comes after the governor said her office was closely monitoring the variant, which was first sequenced in South Africa earlier this week. Now, I don't know why they say earlier this week and not 2 days ago, because it was sequenced on the 24th. Today is the 26th. So it was sequenced 2 days ago. They say earlier the week, like, oh yeah, they did all this research 3 or 4 days ago. No, or 7 days ago. No, this was 2 days ago that this thing was discovered, and it's causing this much of a panic. It's really reassuring. I'm super happy about this. The variant contains around 50 concerning mutations from the original SARS-2 COVID vaccine that appeared in China in COVID virus that appeared in China in 2019, including more than 10 to the spike protein that allows the virus to access human cells, which essentially causes some questions about this vaccine and whether the vaccines that everyone's currently taking right now will do their job against this new, genetic mutation. So you would say, okay, well, I'm sure the drug companies are working on it, right? Well, yeah, they are, but they can't because it's only been around for 2 days. So they haven't really figured it out what they're going to do. I do have an article somewhere about that. I don't know where the hell it was, but Pfizer and Moderna both said it's going to take them about 100 days to figure out what's going to happen with their testing, which is kind of interesting. Meanwhile, I don't even know where this is, but this is what's going to happen in America. And I don't mean to concern you, but it's true. This is what's going to happen very soon. It's almost already happening here. I don't even know. This is a foreign country. Police are bursting into a restaurant here to check paperwork. That's going to happen because with automatic rifles. I mean, it's just a normal day and wherever they're from. So it should be pretty interesting to see what's going to happen here because, well, I just don't know. I mean, New York City, we were talking to a friend that lives in New York City, and they can't go anywhere in the city if they're not vaccinated. They can't go anywhere. And they're vaccinated. They're getting ready to do all their boosters and all that stuff. Those people, they're friends on my wife's side. And nice people, nonetheless. But now they're like, what the hell? Because if there's another lockdown, what the hell are they going to do? And it's almost like this is planned. I don't know. A lot of people, I see people in the chat saying they don't buy it, they don't buy it, they don't buy it. Hey, you know what? The only thing we can do is just sit back and be like, what the you know what I mean? That's pretty much it. But speaking of pretty much it, I want to tell you about something that's pretty cool. Where is it? Texas Star Home Improvements. If you didn't know about Texas Star Home Improvements, well, let me tell you a little bit about them. I want to take a minute to tell you about them because they're pretty awesome. They're fans of the show, and they do a bunch of stuff. Here's some of the stuff they do, okay? So if you live in 100 miles of the San Antonio area, here's some of the stuff they do, and it's quite impressive. So they do patio covers and extensions, glass and screen enclosures, concrete stamping and staining, double pane windows, flooring, room additions, metal roofing, hardy board siding, interior and exterior painting. Man, they do it all. Texas Star is a one-stop for all your home improvement needs with 100% financing, nothing down, family-owned, licensed, bonded, insured, and they take care of all HOAs and HOA fees and permits. If you're within 100 miles of San Antonio, you can call this number, 210-560-2339, 210-560-2339 to a free in-home estimate, and as long as all homeowners are present, you'll get a $25 gift card to our store. How is that not the best deal you could possibly get? So call Texas Star Home Improvements at 210-560-2339. Tell them Steve sent you to get your gift card when you get your estimate. How about that? Holly asked a weird question saying, can I rub your bald head? No, you cannot. That's awfully weird. Anyway, so here's another story I wanted to talk about. There's a mall at a shooting, or a shooting at a mall today. Mall at a shooting. Can you tell it's the end of the day? And just, my dedication to doing this show to you, I'm drinking coffee at 8:14 at night because I'm tired as hell, but I had to do the show because you guys deserve to actually find out what's going on in this country, and you're not going to be able to find it from mainstream media, which is why we do this every single day. Anyway, North Carolina Black Friday mall shooting sends customers scrambling, 3 people shot, and 1 person in custody. A North Carolina mall was evacuated after 3 people were shot on Friday afternoon, according to the police in Durham, North Carolina. They were investigating a shooting at the Streets at South Point. The mall is being evacuated and will be closed while they investigate the incident. Motorists were told to advise the area, and there's no threat at the mall, they said. 1 person is in custody in relation to the shooting, according to Fox 8. 3 people were reportedly shot. A WRAL reporter who happened to be in the mall at the time posted a photo from the scene on Twitter and said that police escorted shoppers out of the mall. Which is kind of interesting. Videos on social media show people frantically running. I can show you some of these. This was in the mall. People running after the gunshots came out. So it's very, very scary situation, I tell you. That's why it's very important to go over and buy the Spartan Armor body armor. You want to go do your Black Friday shopping or your holiday shopping, and you go to a mall. Unless you live rural like I do, you better be wearing body armor and carrying, because it just seems like the mall shootings are super prevalent. They've been happening a lot lately. Durham Police Chief Patrice Andrews said in a press conference that the shooting took place after an argument between 2 groups who knew each other, and that a 10-year-old was injured by a ricochet bullet. They added that they are still searching for additional suspects as well. So that's just be safe. Be safe out there. Really, some crazy stuff. Man, I ran through that. Let's go back and see if, so the Louisville protests are over already. Oh, no. They're still alive. They're still alive over there. But it seems like maybe the protesters are gone, and now it's just police. As you can see, not a lot going on there. Just look at the kids dancing, and they're out there yelling all their BLM bullshit. Fucking sucks. Shit really pisses me off, if you can't tell. Not a big fan of that kind of stuff. I'm just not. What else? So I was going to talk about this shooting, but I want to try to just keep my my social media, tame and beyond, because I'm tired, and I think this is going to be a very quick video, but I am going to talk about this next story, the shooting that took place in, I think it was Lubbock, Texas, on the 5th of this month. Now, you may or may not have heard about it. It's kind of crazy. Now, I am going to show the video. I'm not going to show the moment the guy is shot, but I'm going to show what's leading up to it, because there's a lot of weird things that are coming out with this. Thank you, everyone, for the super chats. I really appreciate that. Someone said, Steve is okay. He's a mouth breather. Why? Oh, yeah, I'm a mouth breather. My nose is always congested. Thank you very much. Are you saying that because I'm... Yeah, it's just because the mic is turned up. Deal with it. Anyway, this story is weird, okay? This story, and I just got to put it up so everyone can see it. It's just weird, all right? Because apparently this Chad Reed is this guy in the green's name. So he was apparently divorced... he was divorced and having a conversation with this. Apparently, the story is weird, okay? The whole thing is weird. The video seems staged as shit to me. I didn't think it was a real fatal shooting when I first saw it, because of just how they all react. It was just very odd. But this lady that's over here, that's his ex-wife. He is there at this, I think this is a business and not a home, to pick up his children or his child, I don't know, from their mother, which is his ex-wife's home. She is now with another guy that's his name is Kyle Carruth, and he's this guy that you see right here. She is now with that guy. The weird part is he was also married. His wife has since filed for a divorce, but this whole thing is just weird. It's like something out of a really bad, like, daytime television show, like on Lifetime or some shit like that. It doesn't make a lot of sense. Long story short, this guy, Chad Reed, tries to go over to find his kids, and, well, yeah, you can hear. So I'm going to put it on. And now, guys, I'm going to stop before the shooting, and I'm not going to show it. Everyone can go and find this article, and you can look at the video yourself. But I want to try to keep it so, like, if they put the age restriction on this video, I'm going to challenge it, because I'm not going to show it. But I think it's very important that you hear the argument, and that you hear that this Kyle guy told him several times to get off his property, but then, he fires a warning shot. The whole thing is just very odd. But just watch and listen to how everything is with the cameras. And they not only have this camera, which this is his new wife that's in the vehicle, there's also the Kyle guy is filming from inside, or not him, but somebody else is filming from inside. And I think the ex-wife is also filming. They all have cameras, multiple camera angles for this thing. I think you guys can hear it, but...
I'll go get him. I'm supposed to have him at 3:15.
So he says, where's my son? Like, there was some conversation going back between him and Kyle. She says, I'm going to go get him. He says, tell me where he is. I'll go get him. I was supposed to get him at 3:15.
Playing games telling me that I can pick him up at 6. I'm going to have the cups. I already got the cups on the way to your mom's house. Because that's probably where he is. It's not when I'm done working. I'll get him at 3:15.
So this is where the guy comes out and he's got a gun. Okay. Now he walked in there. He did say in the very beginning, get off my property. And then listen.
At 3:15. I don't care if you wanted to see him or not. I get him at 3:15. If you want to see him, you see him up until 3:15.
Or maybe he didn't come out at that point.
Son from me, I'm fixing to drag you and Anne-Marie and everybody else into court. I'm subpoenaing your mom. I'm subpoenaing Anne-Marie.
This is on video. I'm very
leave. Do it right now.
And then it goes on. They go back and forth. They get pretty close. So as you can see, they get pretty close. That's that main photo that was shared. This guy Kyle fires a warning shot into the ground. The other guy tries to go for the gun at that point. And again, I just can't show it on social media because they'll block the video, and there's no point in doing that. So he tries to go for the gun after the warning shot. The Kyle guy gets the gun and then just straight up just like
You did it, not.
That's the Kyle guy after he shot him. You know, and he just stands there and he's like, I'm glad you're recording. And the wife is like, you did it. This is the crazy part. Like, listen to, this is that guy's wife.
Kyle, Kyle, you did it, not him.
I told all of y'all to leave.
We came to get his son.
He's not here.
They all seem so calm. They just killed someone. Do you know what I mean? Like, they seem like, listen to this.
Call 911. Video, Kyle. You did it, not him.
I told all of y'all to leave.
We
It's just crazy.
came to get his son.
He's not here.
She should have told that.
And here's the thing, though. The ex-wife is filming, too. Like, I thought this was fake. I'll be honest. I watched the video the first time, I think 2 days ago, and I thought it was fake. I thought it was fake because I'm like, okay, you see in the reflection, the ex-wife is filming. This lady that's in the car is the guy that was just shot and killed. This is his wife in the car. She doesn't sound that concerned.
She should have told that.
Y'all should be here.
Right? She doesn't sound that concerned. Her husband is laying dead on the ground. And then the lady inside, or whoever was filming inside from the third angle, it's the same thing. But here's the thing that's crazy. The story gets weirder. All right, so he's not charged with anything yet. This Kyle Carruth, he's not charged with anything yet. They called police. Police came. I guess whatever the case is, it's now 20 days past when this happened, and nobody's been charged for this. Chad Reed was killed. But this is weird because the reason how this video got out was because the Chad Reed's widow, the woman that was in the car saying, you did it, Kyle, you did it, that lady, she has released a statement and with the video of the shooting. But this is weird. They filed this lady. Okay, so I got to give a little bit of background because this doesn't make a lot of sense. Okay, and maybe you guys be the judge of it, but I find this to be the most concerning thing. Oh, even though someone was shot, I find this to be the most concerning thing. This lady, Jennifer Reed, who's the widow of Chad Reed, she met him in April of 2020. They got married in June. Okay, it started living together and married in June of 2020. Very quick, right? She filed a petition on Wednesday to the courts to try to take custody of Chad Reed's and his ex-wife's children. I know, this doesn't make a lot of sense. She is trying, Chad Reed is dead, okay, her husband. She's not the mother of these kids, and she's only, in fact, known them for just over a year. But she is now trying to go to the courts to take the children from their mom and allow her to raise them, citing that it's not fair for the kids to live in the home of the guy that killed their dad. like, does that make any sense? It doesn't make any sense to me. And then when you add it all to this whole case, it's like, is this real or is this all fake? You know what I mean? It's just very odd. It's just very, very odd to me. Someone said they just killed someone, they will still fight about what's for dinner. Yeah, it doesn't make a lot of sense. The whole mannerism and everything. You know, and then that camera doesn't catch the shots. The other camera that's inside the building does catch the shots. It's just really odd. The local news there spoke to Kyle Carruth's attorney, David Gwynn, who said the video confirms the Lubbock Police Department's thorough work reflects this as a justified homicide. When trespassing, Chad Reed advanced on Mr. Carruth, who was standing within feet of the front door of his home and office employees there. Mr. Reed said, "I'll take your gun and effing kill you with it," and then tried to do so. It was only then and only then that the gun got pointed at Mr. Reed at that fatal moment. Carruth's attorney said Mr. Reed had every opportunity to leave to try to escalate the situation. He was threatening to others. Police have been called and they knew that. Mr. Carruth came out of the door, the gun pointed in the air and told them to leave. Most people would have left. Mr. Reed then chose to advance to Mr. Carruth. They were face to face. Mr. Reed said he'd take the gun and kill him with it. The gun went off into the patio. That still did not deter Mr. Reed, who then grabbed the gun and tried to kill Kyle, according to his attorney. Gwynn said Carruth holds a valid defense under the Castle Doctrine to defend himself or others on his property, and they are looking forward to the Attorney General's office investigating and presenting the case to Lubbock grand jury. Gwynn says a grand jury could still indict Carruth, but his hope is on careful review of the law. They will not, but it doesn't mean he won't be arrested and charged and convicted later. It's very odd. And I was watching like a legal YouTube channel that was talking about this earlier, and it said even with the Castle Doctrine and all that stuff, because the Kyle guy shot first and gave a warning shot into the ground, that's illegal. And apparently in every single state, you can't fire warning shots, which is really stupid because they could charge you for shooting a gun to deter people from killing you, which doesn't make a lot of sense. But yeah, whatever. So they're saying because of that, that this guy is likely going to be charged, this Kyle Carruth. So the reason why I'm talking about it is because of the video. The video in itself is just so weird. The way and I know we wrote an article on this today, and it's got the full video in it, if you could find it on Citizen Stringer. But the thing that I find so weird about this case is the fact that everyone was just very calm. Even after a guy literally was shot twice, boom, down, and everyone still was just very calm. The Kyle guy wasn't, he was just like, I told you guys to leave. And the lady whose husband has now been shot, she's like, you did it, Kyle. You did it. And I'm like, that doesn't make a whole hell of a lot of sense. You know, but yeah, he kind of did F around and find out. But it's crazy stuff. Crazy stuff. Biden said shot warning in the air, blah, blah, blah. I don't even know what that means. But yeah, someone said it's not true. I know, at least in Florida, they recently passed a law that allows a warning shot in a situation where you could be allowed to use deadly force. I didn't know that. I was listening to what the lawyers were saying. Someone said he had a court order allowing him to be there. She was obstructing visitation. He will be charged. He did not have a court order. That was not a home. That was a business. He did not have a court order to go there. He had a court order to pick up their children from the house, not a private business. That's the thing that's a little interesting about it. So we'll have to wait and see. My guess is that he's going to be charged. Based on the video. It just seems weird. Like if I was on a grand jury, I'd want to hear this damn case. Or like I would want to be on the jury for this one because it would be interesting to hear the back and forth. And the fact that this guy was still married, the Kyle Carruth guy, he's married. His wife just filed for divorce after the shooting because, you know, she became privy to all this. She didn't know any of this stuff was going on. And I'm like, this is like a daytime, lifetime soap opera here, you know, with really bad actors. And I'm not talking about bad like malicious. I'm talking about like bad. When you watch this video, tell me, does anyone that watched this video, was your first impression that it was staged? Like, honestly, was your first impression that it was staged? Because that was mine. It seemed like it was staged to me. But a lot of you guys are saying you think he'll be charged. But yeah, we'll have to wait and see. Someone said it's all drama, campfire, crap tag, whatever that means. But someone else said it's odd. Yeah, it's odd. I mean, it really was. And then the fact that the widow of Chad Reed is trying to take custody of kids that aren't even hers, and that she's only known for just over a year. Like, that's weird. She said it just must be awful for those kids to know that they're staying in the home every night with the guy who killed their dad. And I just think it's weird. I think the whole freaking thing is weird. It's just very odd. You know, it's very odd. Someone said my first thought was that the gunshots didn't sound right. Yeah, but I think that was just a video. Someone said the ex-wife is a judge. Wait, whose ex-wife? So Chad Reed's ex-wife is a judge? That's kind of interesting if that's true. Or is it the guy that's getting a divorce? She hyped him up on the ride over there and said he had a gun. He probably didn't think about it because she hyped him up and he got killed. Yeah, because she seems so calm about it. You know what I mean? She seems so calm about it. Someone said, well, they were married for only a year doesn't mean they didn't know each other longer. No, it said they met in April. One of the articles I said, and this is what I started talking, one of the articles that I was mentioning previously, it said that they met or started dating in April of 2020 and they got married in June or July of 2020. So they didn't know each other that long, and the kids didn't really know each other that long. So it's just the whole thing is just very weird. Very weird to me. Someone said Kyle's wife is a judge. Oh, really? His whole thing is just odd. This whole thing is odd. It's just very odd. So, but yeah, someone said it sounded like a BB gun. It sounded like something, but I think that was just a video. I think it's just the way the video was put on. Oh, Cortez Rice is in Louisville, Kentucky. Nice. I don't really care. Like, let them just protest, wherever they want. Just destroy people's livelihoods. Also, 2 officers were shot yesterday. I think it was yesterday or Friday night. Well, no, today's Friday. So what was it? Thanksgiving Eve, 2 NYPD officers were shot. They're both going to survive, so that's good. One of them actually just got out of the hospital today. I think he was the officer that was shot in the leg, and I think the other officer was shot in the arm. And I believe they did have a suspect in custody. There's something going on in New York City now. There's a video that's posted online 16 seconds ago saying that CIS requested Brooklyn. A woman is in serious condition after being struck by a car on Rockaway Avenue. So that's kind of interesting. Man, we're going to have to wait and see what happens with this Omicron thing, man. Because my guess is that they're going to try to lock down everything. That's my guess. Like this is they have to. I tell you what, man, because I think they tried it with the BLM protests and all that stuff. They're going to have to. We're going to have 2019 or 2020 all over again this year. It's going to happen. I really believe it. It's going to happen. They're going to try to do the lockdowns. It's going to be the deadliest variant. Everyone's going to, completely wig out. They're all going to just say whatever they say about the vaccine and its efficacy against this thing. And we'll never actually know the truth unless we read information from other countries, because they seem to be a little bit more honest, at least in the beginning. And then they kind of, be quiet about it. What is this? The Omicron variant. I already read all this stuff, so you guys know. Oh, this is the part. Pfizer, BioNTech, fresh off sky-high profits. They actually were one of the only ones. Moderna and J&J all lost on the stock market today. Pfizer was up 3%, which I thought was very weird. But Pfizer, fresh off sky profits offers government-mandated vaccines, is already mullying a future relaunch of COVID-19 deal to deal with the Omicron variant. Looks like a lesser-known pharmaceutical company, Novavax, however, may beat it to the punch. Novavax said it started working on a version of its COVID-19 vaccine to target the variant detected in South Africa and would have the shot ready for testing and manufacturing within the next few weeks. Keep in mind, they just discovered this shit 2 days ago, and you already have companies that are like, guess what? We're already testing it. We should have it ready for distribution in the next few weeks. What the fuck? Like, what are you talking about? This doesn't make any damn sense. That's why. And then when you add in the fact that they believe that this whole thing could have really just happened, and with the immunocompromised AIDS patient, like, that's just weird. With all the Fauci stuff, like, I don't care who you are right there, it's got to make you kind of scratch your head and be like, what the hell is going on here? At least that's what it makes me do. Who knows? This whole thing is just, it's frighteningly, eerily similar to what I think is going to happen all over the place. It's just it's never going to end. This is going to be a never-ending cycle of bullcrap. View to a bill said, Steve, love your show, man. Thank you. Anyway, I think it's a Friday night. I don't have a lot to talk about. I think I'm just going to wrap for the day, and I'll probably end up doing a show this weekend, a better one, but I may do it I may record it and then put it out later. But I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to wrap this for the night. I'm going to go home. I've literally been working since 7 o'clock. I got out the extra large and double XL boxes today for November. I have the 3X ones that are all everything's printed, and so those are going to go out tomorrow. Hopefully I I get them to the post office. You guys already got your shipping notifications. I just haven't shipped them yet. And then the 4X and 5X will go with those because there's not that many of them. And then as soon as that's done, the December boxes are ready. Once I start packing those up, we'll put January boxes on sale. If you guys didn't also know, I'm running my own Black Friday sale. Have you seen the store? I don't know if you've even seen my store. I did a lot of work. We have a ton of new designs all yesterday morning before we went to Thanksgiving dinner. All yesterday morning, I actually was uploading new designs, new coffee, so everyone can see this. If you go over to puretruthclothing.com and use code TURKEY, you can't see it up at the top. Yeah, you can kind of. Use code TURKEY. You get 25% off everything in the store. So we have all sorts of new sweatshirts. You can see them all here. Bada bing, bada bing, bada bing, bada bing, bada bing. But here's the cool part. The coffee, we have some new flavors. Now, these ones, I just ordered them, so it's going to be a little bit. So this one, the Awake Not Awake, or Awake Not Woke, is the question everything. And then we have French vanilla. We have a Flying High, limited time and quantity. You'll see this one. This has a disclaimer because it has a lot of caffeine on it. So right here it says drink responsibly because it's a highly caffeinated one. And this one is available in whole bean or ground. But whole bean, to be honest, I'm testing it out to see if it's worth us doing that. Some of our coffees will be available in whole bean. Some will only be available in ground. But pretty much everyone that is, but it's going to be really limited. And then we also have a Christmas blend, and you can read what it tastes like. It's a rich, dark coffee background, mellow basils with just a hint of walnut shell, and post-crop, old crop Arabica milds are roasted together to obtain a rich chestnut brown color with a broad bean sheen. Yeah. I should call them the yeet beans. Whatever. But yeah, you can order that. I haven't tried this yet, so I don't know. But you can order the whole bean or the ground for that as well. And I think the French vanilla, I think, is the other one that we're doing with the whole green. Or no, that's ground only. I think there's one more. I don't remember what it was. Maybe this one. Nope, I don't remember. Maybe it was just those two. But we have a bunch of new T-shirts as well. Some of the old ones, like I redid it. So like this one now has a flag on the arm, the anatomy of the Pew shirt. A bunch of these ones are new. Hard Hero Overall is freedom, 5 things you don't mess with. The raised lines, not cheap on this, blah, blah, blah. So you'll see we got a bunch of new shirts in there. And then just before, there's a couple of hats that are new. I don't like these are new embroidered hats with the same old logo. And then I already showed you the hoodies. Got a ton of new hoodies in here. This is my favorite right there. Boom. It's a contrast hoodie, so it's a little bit higher quantity, but I kept the price the same. And then, where are the damn pants? Everyone's been asking for joggers. How do I search for it? Right here. Watch, because everyone's been asking for these damn things, and no, you'll never find me in them because they don't make like right here. Look at this, Yeeter joggers. You guys have been asking for joggers forever, so I actually got some, and they say Yeeter on both sides. You're welcome, which is pretty cool. And then we have a ton of new patches as well, so you can see all the patches that we have in there. And then the last thing I want to show you is where is it? Is it under? I think you have to look up teddy bear. I don't know where the hell it is, or maybe it's under kids. It is. So I have some doggies, stuffed doggies, little Yeeter ones. These are for your kids. Let's Go Branded dog, American 1776 dog. Yeah, you're welcome. And then some just kid designs and T-shirts. So again, you guys can do this by going to puretruthclothing.com, and if you use code TURKEY, you get 25% off. And I'm doing that sale. That's on everything in the store. So you're good until the 28th at midnight, and then it's going to go back to full price. And a lot of you guys have already ordered, so I appreciate that. And yeah. So they have a new they have a new PCR test in January. Yeah. But yeah, guys, just be very cautious of what you write in my chat too. Especially when it comes to COVID, because that kind of stuff, people try to get us deleted. So I know it sucks, and you guys are like, oh, you're infringing on my First Amendment rights. But not really. We just don't want to get banned and have our platform reviewed or removed, because this is literally how we make a living. So please Please don't. Just don't even talk about COVID in the chat. Seriously, go over to citizenstringer.tv and use the chat over there if you want to do it. Just on social media, please don't do it. All right. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to wrap my show today. I appreciate all you guys for watching. I will be jumping on TikTok and doing where I just read the chat and interact with you guys for about a half an hour. I'm going to do that immediately after I end this live video. So you could do that. I don't have the link. Maybe if someone wants to put the link in there, or you could just go to here, watch. I can do it this way. And I know a lot of you are like, oh, I don't use TikTok. I don't care. It's not about you. It's about what I want to do. And that's why and I know that was rude, but you know what I'm saying. It's what I want to do. And I kind of like it because I get to talk to everybody. Oh, God. Hold on. I just got to do this little fucking verification thing so I can get the link. Yeah, which is right here, and I'll put this in the chat for everybody. And I'll be in there for like a half an hour, and then I'll go. And I was on TikTok earlier when I was printing all the shirts and stuff. But all right, guys, thank you so much for watching. We will see you probably tomorrow. I'll probably do something tomorrow. I don't think it'll be a whole show, but it'll be something. All right, guys, bye.
You've been listening to Wake Up America with Stephen Oatley. Unapologetically American and unapologetically honest. Join us each night at 8 p.m. for more daily headlines, politics, and social issues, covering the headlines that mainstream media ignores. We hope you've enjoyed the show. If you did, make sure to like, rate, and review the show. See more on the website at citizenstringer.com. And we'll see you tomorrow on Wake Up America.